Good afternoon, everyone. You join us just a couple of seconds into this contest, which is, of course, is the Munster School Senior Cup semi-final qualifier between the current holders, Presentation Brothers College and Crescent College Comprehensive. Apologies for starting a slight bit behind schedule, just a couple of minor internet problems here in Virgin Media Park, but we are underway, and Crescent College do have an early penalty to kick to touch and try and get a little bit of early territory, but with the breeze that's blowing today, it does manage to find touch. It's a lot drier than what we did see yesterday when CBC took on Castletroy College in the other semi-final qualifier, but it's definitely a stronger breeze, although it has slightly died down since in the last 5 or 10 minutes. Crescent College will have possession now just outside of the Pres 22 metre line. Their first test of both sets of lineouts this afternoon, and it's stolen by Presentation Brothers College as they take the ball now inside their 22. First hands on the ball for them in this tie, and they'll get the chance and they'll bring play all the way toward halfway, if not beyond it. This is a majestic run. It's Eddie Dooley in possession. As they get to the 22, he's brought down inside it. In the blink of an eye, Pres in from their own half. Here's Captain James O'Leary. O'Leary's tackled to the ground. Just inside now the 22 metre line. Fullback is Ricky Barrett. Just outside of the 22s, they look to go towards the far side. Scrum half, Ronan Bird will play it backwards as they go towards the camera side here in Virgin Media Park. Ball in the hands as they try and get possession. That could be stolen. It's been ripped away. But an infringement in the build-up has seen the play come back. Referee not liking, maybe a handling error, not sure. He's having a chat with the number 7 for Crescent College. That's Dami Obasa. It will be a penalty. And will Decky Fitzgerald, who was on the bench when the sides played each other last year in the semi-final qualifier, will he be the one to find a nice little bit of distance with this line out? And can Pres get the opening score? We're 3 minutes in here in Virgin Media Park. Of course, this is the second year in a row that these two have played each other at this stage of the competition. Presentation Brothers won 14-3 last year. And before that, their most previous meeting was the 22 final. So it's 1-1 in terms of their previous meetings, of course. That line out, well taken, well gathered. And here's the first test of a maul for Pres as they try and maul their way inside the 5 metre line. But Crescent College have proven stern. It's O'Leary. O'Leary offloads it. But into the tackle, Crescent are not backing down in these early exchanges, but it is going to be a close one. Bird gives it over. It's going to be a short one from one of the forwards. Goes back inside. It's O'Leary, the skipper. One of only 2 players that started this game 12 months ago that are still with Crescent, or still with Pres to this day. Taken into the tackle is Dennis Murphy. But an infringement there has coughed up possession, and Crescent College can breathe a sigh of relief. Terrific defensive work in the opening 4 minutes there. A knock on gives them a scrum just on their 5 metre line, and with Pres having knocked on the door, that was a bit of relief for the visitors from Shannon's side. A quick run through the Presentation Brothers team. Mikey Fitzgerald, Danny Higgins and Diarmuid Sheehy are the front row. The second rows are Oren Dillon and Sean McFarlane O'Shea. Rian McFarlane O'Shea's younger brother is in the back row alongside Dennis Murphy and Daniel Foley. Halfbacks are Ronan Bird and Decky Fitzgerald. In midfield in the centre is James O'Leary and Alex Maloney, while Ellie Dooley, Daniel Murphy and Ricky Barrett make up the wingers and fullback respectively. Looking at Crescent College's team, Ronan Ryan, the captain, is in the front row alongside Alex McNamara and Alex Redden. In the second rows, Tom Shanahan and Jaden Carmody. Back rows are Darren McHugh, Dami Obasa and Charlie Fenton. The half forwards are Andrew Cleary and Alan Cleary, with the 2 Clearys spelled differently. Jerry Joyce and Ryan Scanlon are on the wing with Fionn Rowson at fullback, with Harry O'Halloran and vice-captain Evan Cusick in the centre. Crescent slightly have more experience in their team. Crescent have 7 new faces from what played last year, with only 1 player on their bench having been part of the senior squad last term. And as we see them in possession again, it's another knock-on that will stop the play once again and will give Crescent College back the possession. 6 minutes played here in Virgin Media Park. It's a lot drier than when the two faced each other last year, where it was tries from Neville O'Leary and Decky Fitzgerald, who starts at fly half this afternoon, that sealed a 14-3 win for the current holders. That's a scrum just inside the 22-metre line, with a ball in the hand of Andrew Cleary, who was a starter 12 months ago for the Shannonsiders. Cleary will take it at the back of the scrum and will give it to the other Cleary, and he boots it into touch and brings us well just outside, or just inside should I say, his own 10-metre line. But we'll give possession now back to the hosts for this afternoon's clash. And their first line out of the afternoon will go with Danny Higgins, the hooker this afternoon, for Prez, one of a host of new faces that have joined the squad since last year. So first test for him this afternoon. Throws it in well, it's moved backwards, and now Crescent can build from their own back line in the 22-metre line. Taking into the tackle, terrific play by one of their forwards, just can't see the jersey number from here. Back to Cleary in the 22. Offloads it, but it's taken into the tackle, and immediately Prez have possession back just middle of the road between their 22. It's a lovely ball over the top by Bird, but just evades his winger on the far side, and now Crescent can take it, but it's getting to a touch. And just as it looked like, I believe it was Daniel Murphy on the far side was galloping away inside the 22 and was about to gather that beautiful crossfield ball from Ronan Bird. It was intercepted, but Presentation Brothers College will instead have a line out midway between the metre line inside the Crescent half, or should I say Crescent have the line out to defend. So it has been a fairly entertaining start after 8 minutes. It was an entertaining start, of course, in yesterday's game, but we had a score on the board. We had a couple of them, in fact, by this point. That line out is won by Crescent, hits a Presentation Brothers player's boot and goes back the way, but looks like we're going to have another scrum in this contest. I think it was a very similar story last year when the pair met. It was very much a game of the scrums, a game of the forwards. So it's another test. It's actually a line-out. I thought it was a scrum. I thought there was a knock-on there, but we go with a line-out nevertheless. Bringing play now toward the 10-metre line. And away go Presentation Brothers College. Will they get the opening score? The ball is bouncing left and right, but it's knocked on yet again. Maybe a bit of a greasy surface. It has been raining quite heavily in Cork, about yesterday overnight, and even just before we got underway this afternoon. There has been quite a bit of rain here. But as I said, we had a scrum on the far side that turned out a line out. We definitely have a scrum this time. And again, the feed in their own 22-metre line will go the way of the hosts, of the visitors, Crescent College. Made the semi-final stage last year and lost, of course, to Christian Brothers. Will be looking to make a final this year and stake their claim, and an automatic shot into a semi-final with a win today will definitely do their chances no harm. Cleary kicks boot to ball and brings us just outside the 10-metre line inside the Prez half after a few minutes of being very much camped inside their own half of the field. That leaves the pressure off of the Crescent College players and brings play right inside to the PBC half of Virgin Media Park this afternoon. So now it'll be a test once again of the Prez lineout, and with their last one going into a Crescent player's hand, they will want to win this one. Here's Higgins. First one didn't exactly go the way that he would have liked, so can he find a man in white and black this afternoon? He does indeed. Taken by Dennis Murphy in the line out, and now Prez will run through the phases again, but it's immediately snapped up and swallowed by a Crescent player. That's Dami Obasa at the back, acting as scrum half there, and Crescent are on the run on the far side of the field. they'll go backwards. Cleary. But Prez straight away trying to push Crescent back outside the 10-metre line. They're going on the far side of the field. Still they go and still they bring play that little bit closer towards the 22-metre line. It's Cleary again on possession. Can they try and mark their way towards the 22? Prez's defence has been stern so far. There's Obasa on the bench last year, starting this afternoon. There's Cleary. That's a big hit by Decky Fitzgerald. But possession still stays with Crescent. Obasa has it. Has he dropped it? It's knocked forward, says the referee. That's another handling error that has come into this clash. We're 12 minutes gone here in Virgin Media Park. It's still scoreless. We have plenty of action both ends of the field, but still no score on the board. And just while Crescent had a healthy spell of possession there inside the Presentation Brothers half of the field, a knock-on has awarded the hosts a scrum midway between their own 10-metre and 22-metre line, centre enough ways in the field to try and clear the danger. And Bird, on the bench last year, will feed it and will take it and will look to get the runners going on the far side of the field. I see Murphy is gliding over there alongside Ricky Barrett. Murphy on the far side of the field. He'll go all the way as he brought in the touch. He is. That was sensational defensive work by one of the Crescent College backs to send him into touch. They'll win their line out, and they'll know too well that Murphy on that far side of the field, if he gets going, remember of course of the Junior Cup winning team last year, showed his exploits of just what he can do from scoring, whether it be fullback or on the wing. He's a danger when he gets that ball and he runs down either channel. But now Crescent will have the line out on their own 22-metre line. Alex McNamara didn't feature in this clash 12 months ago, but was part of the squad. Feeds it in, it bounces around, but it goes into the hands of a man in blue. And immediately, Prez are putting the pressure on, but it'll go back to Cleary. The fly half will kick it long and kicks it into touch. And all the way to the 10-metre line. Cleary, who's playing in his first Munster School Senior Cup clash, is showing no nerves this afternoon. Another great kick off the boot to bring us deep into the Crescent, or the Prez half of the field, just on their own 10-metre line. And if they can get their line out right, they'll want to do what we seen moments ago and be knocking on the door of trying to get another score. That one doesn't look straight. Very much gone to the tail. And that's just a misfiring line out from Presentation Brothers College. Our match referee this afternoon is Paddy Sheehan, and we'd also like to thank the Presentation Brothers sponsors. That's Barry Auctioneers, Donatello's Traditional Family Pizza, Cork City Ford Centre, Tom Murphy Foreman and Menswear, and Irish Rugby Tours for their sponsorship, of course, of the live broadcast brought to you here this afternoon. And Crescent College have their scrum forming now on the 10-metre line, and quickly they'll try and put Prez under pressure and try and get closer towards the 5-metre line. They're yet to do that in this contest. Andrew Cleary will try and get the ball working. He gives it to the other Cleary, that's Alan Cleary. And they're getting closer now towards the 22-metre line. They have a man open over here, that's Ryan Scanlon, who was on the wing last year. But that possession is coughed up again. And here's another one of the new recruits for Prez. That's Eddie Dooley, was another member of their junior squad last year. But another handling error will see us go back. No advantage occurring, says our referee. And another handling error is starting to creep in. With 15 minutes on the clock, it's still as you were. No score so far. Prez have threatened that little bit more than Crescent. Of course, they were camped just outside their own try line earlier on in the contest, and we had that move from Murphy just a few minutes ago that brought them very close to getting a score. And now they have a scrum inside their own half with Ronan Bird to feed it and give it out now towards Decky Fitzgerald. Bird onto the far side of the field they will go. Murphy is waiting for it over there. Murphy has it, and Murphy will go, but he's tackled. A little tap tackle. Murphy kicks it over the top. Will they get onto the end of it? Oh, it's just gone over again. Shades of a few minutes ago, the ball just bouncing out over the sideline, and just it looked like Crescent another shot of going down that right hand side. Just does not materialise. And maybe another sigh of relief from Crescent. They had done enough to stop Murphy. But looks like it was Ronan Bird with the pink coloured boots that had galloped down that right hand side. Crescent's line-out has been very strong this afternoon, and again they go to the tail, and the maul immediately forms and heaves their way outside of the 22-metre line. Don't look like they're going to get much ground here, and it's a kick over the top by Cleary that brings it just inside the 10-metre line. It'll go into the 22 as Ricky Barrett gathers it, and it just slices out of the right side of his boot and only makes touch on the 10-metre line. It's a cough up of possession. It's another test of the line out for Crescent College. It's been very, very strong. And with another visit inside the Presentation Brothers half, with 18 minutes now gone, can they end this spell with a score? Alex McNamara just waiting for a referee to give him the signal to throw this ball in. McNamara fires it, and it's gathered, and it's going to the tail. However, just a slight error trying to get into the hands. And now Prez, can they turn this ball over straight away and get a score out of it? They're stopped midway between their 10-metre line and halfway. Crescent have the bodies straight in the way to not give up a whole lot of possession. Fitzgerald passes it over, and away they go. And away goes the number 6. That's Rian McFarlane O'Shea, one of the recruits. They're going to go out wide. It's Murphy in the corner. It's a try. It's a try for Presentation Brothers College, and it's a Junior Cup double of players that are getting the ball. Rian McFarlane O'Shea takes possession. The ball is then transferred over. Eventually it gets to Daniel Murphy, who showed his prowess in terms of scoring last year and has continued it. And he was a very strong kicker last year for the Junior Cup team, and he's taken the kicking tee on the far side of the field, and with 5 points on the board from him, he now looks to make it 7. With 19 minutes gone, it's taken that length of time for the opening score. It's gone the way of Prez. It went the way of Prez last year as well, I do believe. Looked like it was Dennis Murphy that got the offload from O'Shea, with the Crescent College supporters behind him. Murphy will line up this kick, and we'll look to dissect the uprights. And the roar of the supporters behind him indicates that that is a missed conversion attempt. But with 20 minutes on the clock, it's 5-0 to PBC. And after a strong bit of possession, Crescent College will be looking to turn things around now as we get the restart underway. A referee just waiting for a ball. One has just been kicked in. We're getting ready now for this restart. Offside ahead of the kicker, says Sheehan. So just as it looked like the restart was going to be a chance for Crescent to put PBC back into their own half of the field, his teammates were ahead of him as he tried to kick that restart, and now we have a scrum on halfway and possession right back to our host, Presentation Brothers College. Closely fought game last year, closely fought game this year, and when they met in the 22 final as well, that was another close battle. So definitely will expect a close game here. That ball is definitely knocked forward by a PBC man. That ball now back into the hands of Decky Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald will kick just inside the 10-metre line. It's gathered by his opposite number, Fionn Rowson. Rowson gives it to Cleary. Cleary again off that left boot. Brings play deep inside the Prez half of the field, but it's taken now by Ricky Barrett. And now Prez will opt to run it instead of going for another kick. But immediately Crescent have the players, and despite Alex Maloney dancing and meandering his way around the tackles, he is still brought to the floor. Maybe a call of offside, nothing given, as a Crescent player popped up on the other side. Bird is waiting. Maybe an option here of a box kick, or else he'll give it back to Barrett. Opts to kick it himself. That's nice high towards the 10-metre line. It's gathered by Rowson. Rowson plays it across to Cleary. Again, opting with that left boot, slicing it across the turf here in Virgin Media Park, and it evades Barrett at fullback. But it just stays back in touch. Here's Barrett. Lovely step left and right, trying to get past the Crescent tackler, and does, but he's still brought to the ground inside his own 22-metre line. Prez will opt it. Oh, that's a horrible kick. But it's not going to result in a score. They'll tap it down for a dropout, but that could have been a disastrous moment for Prez had a Crescent player quickly ran on to that deflected, what looked like a crossfield kick, if not just a kick for touch that certainly didn't find its way to where it was intended to go. So time off here, just a small bit of treatment being required now to one of the Crescent College players. Of course, as I mentioned at the top of the broadcast, or just when we went live, of course, this is this consecutive year that these two have met at this stage of the competition. Prez, of course, chasing a third title this year, and Crescent, of course, who made the semi-final last year, will be looking to go that step further, having fallen at the same hurdle the last couple of seasons. And while Prez do have 7 new faces in their team, they're definitely showing their own in this contest. James O'Leary, the captain, and Dennis Murphy, who's in the back row this afternoon, are the only 2 players who featured in last year's competition that are starting this afternoon for the home side. Of course, Decky Fitzgerald, who's the number 10, was on the bench last year along with a host of other players that were on the bench. He came on and scored what proved to be the insurance try for PBC. He has ball in hand right now to get us back underway. Crescent College have only 2 new faces in their squad. Plenty of players, of course, were on the bench last year. We're looking to stake their claim, and that word of experience maybe comes into it when we're talking about Crescent, with how many of those players have played Senior Cup rugby already for the school. And Crescent have gathered that possession from the restart well and bring play just outside the 22-metre line on the far side of the field. Are trying to get a small bit of territory. Here's Obasa firing his way through, but again, there's a brick wall. Ball now on the far side of the field again. Crescent are fighting their way, trying to claw some territory and try and work their way, and that looks like it maybe knocked forward, but it stays into the hands of a Crescent man. And here they go on the near side of the field, but that ball just doesn't go their way. Harry O'Halloran, it looked like, in the number 12 jersey, was playing it onto the near side of the field here in front of us, where Ryan Scanlon was waiting to gather it, but the ball just trickles out over the sideline. And it's another test of the Prez lineout. A lineout that hasn't been as strong as we have seen in previous years, and again, another hiccup. That's the second time, I believe, that our referee has penalised that the lineout was not straight. So 26 minutes on the clock. Advantage Crescent in terms of possession, advantage Prez in terms of the scoreboard. So a big scrum. Sheehan tries to get both sets of the packs getting ready to get to tackle height. Getting set, just waiting for it. A tap in by Cleary, and away we go. He'll get it at the tail. He'll run it, he'll give it to the other Cleary. Or not the other Cleary, should I say. He'll give it to our number 12, that's Harry O'Halloran. Same colour hair. Now play inside the 5 metre line. Crescent College with the chance to try and push Prez backwards. They have Rowsome loitering over on this near side of the field alongside with Scanlon, but they'll still go short. They'll go into the tackle. They'll try and get a bit more space. But again, Prez holding well. The first big test now of their defensive structure close to the try line. There is a try out of nowhere. Crescent College have got the score. Looks like it's one of their second rowers. I'm just waiting for him to see the number. Looked like it was the number 5, Jaden Carmody, that got that try. Just it looked like that move wasn't going to materialise, that Prez had defended very well. Up to popped what looked like Carmody. Try and get that confirmed. So it was the number 6. It was Darren McHugh. And the reason why I thought he was a second row was he was a second row last year. So here's Alan Cleary. Alan Cleary's conversion just tails left and wide. So neither try in this contest has been converted so far. Of course, it was confirmed it was Darren McHugh, who was a starter last year. He started in the second row, but has moved onto the flank this year for Crescent College, who's managed to get that try. So it took 20 minutes to break the deadlock. It's taken 9 minutes after that for Crescent College to find the response. And we're back underway. Possession back into the hands of Cleary inside his 22. He'll kick it forward and it goes into touch just on the 10 metre line. Just waiting for our touch official to get there. Yeah, just on the 10 metre line. It's been an exciting end-to-end half so far. 30 minutes on the clock. Time running out now until half time. Interesting to see which team, if any, can snipe a score just before the end of the half. The line out has not been a strong element for Prez, and again it's turned over, but it's one, is it? It has been kicked backwards inside Prez's half of the field. Barrett will take it, opts to run it, opts to take a little chip over the top, runs into traffic, and now it's Fionn Rowsome with possession. Crescent's full-back last year, he's the full-back again this year. One of a host of players that started this clash last year. And Prez are back in possession. Decky Fitzgerald takes a stern hit midway between the 10 and 22 metre line. Barrett. And Barrett takes a little bit of a late hit. And we're going to come back for for an infringement. So we have another stoppage in play here this afternoon. Of course, we had semi-final 1 yesterday, semi-final 2 today, and then tomorrow in both Thomond Park and in Feathered, we have the 2 quarter-final clashes that will determine, of course, what way, or quarter-final qualifiers, should I say, to get into the next stage of the competition. So the winner of today's clash, of course, will advance into semi-final 2, and we'll have a home tie, and we'll meet the winners of quarter-final 1, which will be either yesterday's beaten semi-final qualifiers, should I say, in Castletroy College, or the winners of Ardskull and St. Munchin's, who of course meet in Thomond Park tomorrow. The losers of this clash will go into a quarter-final qualifier, where they will play the winner of Rockwell and Bandon College, which is in Feathered Park tomorrow as well. And then, of course, whoever wins that will play CBC in the other semi-final. So we do have our first injury of the tie. And it's the Crescent number 3, that's Alex Redden. Alex Redden was on the bench for them last year. So it looks like they're just waiting for the sub to come on. He was warming up behind the goal. So on comes Nathan O'Riordan. O'Riordan was part of the squad last year but didn't feature in this tie 12 months ago. So another line out just outside of the 10-metre line for Prez to exploit. Higgins again. They'll want to get the throw straight this time. They'll go to the tail, they'll go to the middle. There's Fitzgerald. Gives it to O'Leary, the skipper. Back with Bird. Back to Decky Fitzgerald. Late hit on Fitzgerald. He stays on the ground. Advantage occurring, I believe, for that tackle. Fitzgerald is still down as play develops midway between the 10-metre line and halfway line. Here's Barrett looking to get on the far side of the field with Murphy in support. Barrett's taken to the ground. Possession still with Prez. Bird trying to scamper his way down that right-hand side, but he is tackled. And Paddy Sheehan, our referee, has stopped play. And looks like he's going to have a quick word with Harry O'Halloran, the number 12, for that late hit on Fitzgerald. Nothing more. Just a warning this time around. Fitzgerald is still on the ground receiving treatment after that hit. But he is back up on his feet now. And it won't be him opting to take the kick. Instead, it'll be Barrett, the number 15. And Barrett will kick for touch and will bring us midway between the 22 and 10-metre lines. Time very nearly running out for this opening half. It has been a closely fought half of rugby, 5 points apiece. Of course, the first game for both. While you might think losing this contest could be a detriment to a team's hopes, 2 years ago Prez lost here to their local rival CBC and went on to win the competition that year. But have they a chance to get a score before the half? There's Barrett, who of course kicked that penalty moments ago, and Barrett offloads it, gives it to the number 13, Alex Maloney, playing now inside the 22-metre line. Bird gives it back to Maloney. Maloney to Barrett. Barrett will look onto the far side of the field. Will they get a score out of it? The ball drifts backwards. They'll work it again, just outside the 5-metre line. Prez knocking on the door. But we'll stop play again. And bring it back. Looked like a handling error in the build-up. late tackles and high tackles coming in, and as a result we'll have another penalty. Referee having quick words with the Crescent College players to tell them that potentially if this happens again we could end up going to the book. The clock is in the red now, 35 minutes elapsed here. So now it's up to the watch of Sheehan to determine just how much is left. But we will have a put into a scrum on the 22 metre line. And Crescent College will be looking to defend this set piece. Bird to the tail. Bird will get it back. He'll look for Murphy on the near side, at the far side touchline, but takes it into the tackle himself. A new scrum half required to play the ball. The Prez will claw their way towards the 5 metre line. Bird is back on his feet and back at scrum half. Goes back towards O'Leary. It was a different O'Leary wearing that. He was still wearing the same number jersey last year. He was wearing 12, of course. Jean was the captain for Prez last year. Here's Barrett making his start this afternoon. And again they work it. Again they'll work it through the phases. We'll try and get those big forwards to push Crescent back towards their own 5 metre line. But if they can exploit a gap, they have the wingers definitely on the touchlines that can get those scores. We've seen one of them already in Murphy. They'll get close again. Big hits going in by both sets of forwards. That ball is knocked forward. And Crescent will immediately take it back. They have time to work through the phases. Instead, they'll opt to kick it again. And we still have time. In fact, we don't. So that's that. The opening half ends level, 5 points apiece. It's been an entertaining half of rugby. Daniel Murphy's opening try put PBC on the board after 5 minutes. And then later on, it was a well-worked score after numerous attacking phases. It was the number 6, Darragh McKeough, that got over for Crescent College. And we will leave it there. It'll be half-time here, and you'll join us for the second half in a few minutes. Now, welcome back to Virgin Media Park for today's PINERGY Munster Schools Senior Cup semi-final qualifier between Presentation Brothers College and Crescent College Comprehensive. Another run through the Presentation Brothers team. You've Mikey Fitzgerald, Danny Higgins and Dermot Sheehy in the front row, Owen Dillon and Sean McFarlane O'Shea in the second, and the back row consisting of Reen McFarlane O'Shea, Dennis Murphy and Daniel Foley. At scrum half is Ronan Bird, at out half is Decky Fitzgerald, while James O'Leary and Alex Maloney are in the centre. Eddie Dooley and Daniel Murphy are on the wing with Ricky Barrett at fullback. For Crescent College, Ronan Ryan, Alex McNamara and Alex Redden make up the front row. Second row is Tom Shanahan and Jaden Carmody, while the back rowers consist of Darren McHugh, Dami Obasa and Charlie Fenton. It's the two Clearys at scrum half and out half respectively, with Andrew Cleary at 9 and Alan Cleary at 10. Harry O'Halloran and Evan Cusick are the centre partnership, while Jerry Joyce and Ryan Scanlon roam the wing, with Fionn Rowsome starting at full back. We've had one sub already in this clash, and that was Nathan O'Riordan replacing Alex Redden with an injury for Crescent College. And Paddy Sheehan, our referee, has asked for a new ball. He's found touch eventually with it. And we'll get another ball and he'll get us underway for the second half. It's been a very close game so far between these two teams. Darren McHugh's try cancelling out an earlier effort for Daniel Murphy for the home side, and Rowsome will kick us underway, and the second half in the semi-final qualifier gets underway. And immediately Prez maybe looking to iron out a couple of errors, and immediately they have a handling error, and it's the captain James O'Leary that knocks the ball forward, coughs up possession midway between his own 5 metre line and the 22 metre line, and it will be a scrum to Crescent College Comp. They knocked on the door early in the opening half. They're definitely knocking on the door even better in the start of the second. And it's Cleary. The number 9 Cleary gives it towards Fionn Rowsome, ball over into the far side of the field. It's into touch. And just as it looked like Jerry Joyce, who was on the bench last year when they played PBC at this stage of the competition, was about to get down the left-hand side after Fionn Rowsome delivered the pass. He's bundled into touch. The line-out has been a big factor for Prez this afternoon. Maybe a bit of nerves from Danny Higgins on his Senior Cup debut. And again, that ball goes away. It's Obasa trying to get his hands on it. Crescent retain. And they'll go short. McHugh was one of the players involved trying to get them a little bit of space. Looks to go right, goes back left. The big number 4, that's Tom Shanahan, another of their new players in this year. Again, they go short, taking it into the tackle. Trying to push Prez backwards. They'll go again. It's Jaden Carmody, the number 5. Back they go again. Phase after phase of short bursts with their powerful forwards. Has them on the 5 metre line. The sun is out. Have they got over again? Yes, they have. What a start for Crescent College Comprehensive. At the start of the second half, they're over again. I'm just trying to find the man who dotted that down. Looked like it was the captain, Ronan Ryan. And that's the first points for Alan Cleary in a Senior Cup jersey for Crescent College. Try converted, 12-5 in favour of Crescent. We're 3 minutes into the second half. And after a handling error at the back from PBC, Crescent punished them. And that's a big, big score early in this second half. Now we'll get the restart underway. Decky Fitzgerald kicks it long and it just stays in touch. Now Prez will look to keep them locked in that half, but Crescent College already bringing it to their 22 metre line. They do, of course, have the boot of Cleary, which, when I say Cleary, I'm 50% right. This time it was Andrew Cleary, the scrum half, with a nice box kick to bring play towards the 10-metre line, but it's turned over. And here come Prez. And they have the scorers, and they have O'Leary. He'll gallop, he'll meander his way through, he'll pass it off, gives it to Murphy, and over for a try. Murphy dots it down. What a score by Daniel Murphy, his second try, and just at the other end, James O'Leary, he made that handling error that gave Crescent the possession. They eventually worked it through the phases and got that try. It was him with the meandering footwork to offload it, take them as many players as he could with him to offload it to Murphy. Murphy on the afterburners and into the right-hand corner. And now giving an easier conversion. For Murphy. Missed the first one at the other end. And that's a beautiful conversion by the young man. What a senior cup debut he's had this afternoon. 2 tries and a conversion to his name, all 12 points. And Prez are going to make their first sub. It's Ben Foley, number 18, on the field. Another new recruit who didn't feature in last year's cup team. He's going to come on. I'm just waiting to see now who is coming off. I imagine it's one of the front rowers. Restart underway. Basketball style from one of the Crescent players to keep it back in play. And they'll work it through the phases. It was Mikey Fitzgerald that's gone off for Prez. So 41 minutes on the clock. They go and make their first substitution. Not an injury by the looks of it, more of a tactical change. As Crescent College look to go down the far side of the field. The try gates have definitely opened at the start of the second half. Only 6 minutes in, and we've already had 2 on the board. Good defensive work by Prez to push Crescent right back midway between the 22 and 10 metre line, but they still have possession on the far side of the field. Cleary will take possession. He's immediately bundled, but he'll play it on the far side. They'll gain a little bit more ground. And they'll play it towards Rowsome. Lovely little hands. But it doesn't intend to go to Rowsome. He was waiting for it, and in the end, it's another handling error. Another infringement at the breakdown. It's been a key theme in this clash. Of course, a first game for both in the Senior Cup. Bit of nerves showing by both teams. But it's another chance of a penalty. And that is kicked to touch. It's going ever so close to the outside of the 10 metre line, but it will stay inside. And a chance at an attacking line out. As PBC have plenty of quick words with each other as they make their way over to the far side of the field. With Danny Higgins ready to throw this one back in. They get this one. With the bounce on the Astro brings it a little bit too far, but it's O'Leary again. And he could audition for Dancing with the Stars with that footwork, and away he goes. The kick in behind, just not intending to go the requisite distance. And it was a push on the back by Sheehan, so just a little bit of ill discipline creeping in there for PBC. And it gives Crescent a penalty just on their 22 metre line for Alan Cleary to strike off the left boot and try and bring play inside the the PBC half of the field. We're just inside halfway, give or take just on halfway. Another substitution to be made by Crescent College. Number 24 is Gavin Tobin. And Tobin is going to make his way onto the field of play, and it looks like Harry O'Halloran is going to be coming off. So that's a second change. As the line out is one, the maul doesn't form, and we will play away. The sun is definitely making its presence known now in Virgin Media Park this afternoon. That ball knocked forward, but we'll come back for an earlier infringement. So that is a second change, and another decision that's going to slow down the play just a little bit, and both sets of management teams getting some words onto their players at the moment as we get ready for a scrum just on the halfway line on the far side of the field, with a put in for PBC. And we're going to have a scrum now on the far side of the field. This to give Prez a chance of possession and try and knock back on the door and go into the Crescent College half of the field. Just getting ready for everything to be set up, and I do see a sub about to be made as well. Next stoppage, Bobby O'Callaghan is after putting on the jacket. He's getting ready to come on. And that ball is lost and away. Go Crescent again, but it's managed to be intercepted. Bird, quick as a flash, back to retain possession. It could have been another disaster for PBC to cough up a score. Almost out of nowhere, Crescent College were away. And having had the ball on halfway, it's all the way back just outside their 22-metre line. Bird looking for options. Goes short. Straight into the tackle. The PBC opt for a box kick from Bird, and that will bring play to the 10-metre line inside the Crescent half of the field. But it's Cleary in possession. Opts not to kick it off the left boot, instead they'll play it. Taken into the tackle, away we go, down the far side of the field, and away go Crescent College comprehensive, and away goes Jerry Joyce. Ball on the 10-metre line. Into the tackle go Crescent. The hits are starting to go. Here's Joyce again, trying to get some space down this near side of the field. Gives it to his hooker and Alex McNamara. It's taken into the tackle. Possession goes a little bit further. Back to Cleary. Cleary offloaded it toward McKeough. And they'll try and get it through the phases. Here's the substitute, that's Tobin. And they get ever closer, midway between the 10 and 22-metre lines. And time just off, and could see a couple of substitutions starting to make their way on here. Crescent are readying a sub in the number 21. That is William Collins. And head coach Ger Burke just having a quick chat with Cormac Bohan. Bohan started this game last year but is on the substitutes this afternoon. So Bohan looking to add his experience into the squad when he makes his way onto the field. The Prez will run the play and will try and get another score, but again, stuff just not working the way that they would have liked. Maybe just a bit of nerves creeping into Prez. Of course, 7 new players in their starting team for this afternoon, 6 of which were not part of last year's squad. Sean McFarlane O'Shea would have been only for injury. But Crescent College have it on the far side of the field. They'll try and burst their way forward, but immediately they're bulldozed back towards the 22-metre line. That ball is kicked over the top. It's back into the hands of Barrett, and Barrett will dash his way down the left-hand touchline. But it's brought to the ground very quickly. And now they'll go on this near side. Try and run the play through. Try and get the ball into the hands. Here's Murphy. Murphy has 2 to his name already today. He's tackled to the ground by Rowsome. And on this near side of the field, they'll try and bury their way forward. But another illegal hit. And now come the subs. Bohan is ready to make his entrance here. And that ball from the penalty is just kicked just outside the 22-metre line. So we have had the substitutes. Bohan is on. And we have William Collins on as well. Collins is on for the number 6. That is Dara McHugh. And it's the number 5 for Prez. That's Sean McFarlane O'Shea, who's gone off for Bohan. A bit of ping pong as the ball manages to find its way back into a Crescent man's hand, and it's Jaden Carmody. A member of last year's squad. He was on the bench last year, but he's showing his experience this afternoon as they try and work their way forward. But again, the play is stopped. Again, we will have another set piece. Another scrum. If we're keeping count at home, there's been plenty of scrums this afternoon. Of course, this venue will play host to the Ireland under-20s as they get their under-26 Nations campaign off on Thursday this week. And a couple of Munster contingents that have played in the Senior Cup last year. And for Presentation Brothers, it was their captain, Jean O'Leary-Kareem, last year that lines out for the 20s. We're looking to get a jersey in the matchday squad. But it's all about Prez in the Senior Cup this year. And again, it's another error that is halting up the play once again. It's very stop-start here. So we'll have another put into the scrum. And it's Bird, with ball in hand, midway between his 10 and 22-metre line, looking to get a strong feed, looking to get the ball back immediately, and he will do. And he looked for a man down the side of the field, and it's the substitute in Bobby O'Callaghan, who almost gets towards the 22-metre line, just short. Quickly going through the phases. That's the big number 8. It's Daniel Foley. They're getting closer to the 22-metre line. Here's Barrett. Barrett will fizz it all across from Murphy. Murphy is on the other wing this time. He'll look to get some space. He'll play it inside. It's a try for Presentation Brothers College. Daniel Murphy again involved. Just it looked like he was about to get the hat trick. He offloaded it inside. And it was a well-taken score. And it's number 19, Cormac Bohan. Of course, started the game last year. Just off the bench now, a few minutes ago. Construction noises in the background will potentially put Murphy off here. But Murphy lining up his third conversion attempt this afternoon. 1 from 2 already. Has the sunshine in his eyes. Has the Crescent crowd behind him. Neither put him off. That's a beautiful conversion. What a game young Murphy has had this afternoon on his Senior Cup debut. That's 19 points to 12, 54 minutes on the clock. And that's Cormac Mohan with the try. And Crescent are immediately bringing on a sub. I believe he is on the field of play already, just waiting to see who's coming off. Looks like it's Jaden Carmody that's coming off. And I believe it was the number 20, which is Eamon Collins, that's on. So it's once again advantage to PBC as we get closer toward the hour mark. What's the score is the chant from the PBC supporters to my right. Of course, the Crescent contingent are across the way in the other stand. And now Pres have the ball just in their own 22-metre line. Just potentially a box kick here now from Bird, just to try and bring play outside halfway. He'll ready it up. He'll take aim. He'll fire. It's just inside halfway. It's gathered by a Crescent man. Here's Cleary. That left foot again, but Barrett will stay steady and will gather it and will run it toward the 10-metre line. He has 2 men for company, and here is O'Callaghan again. O'Callaghan has swapped wings with Murphy. And a big hit for Alex Maloney, the number 13, another member of the Junior Cup team last year. Here's Barrett again, the fullback. Brings it towards the 10-metre line, gives it to the captain, O'Leary. James O'Leary, to give him the full title. Bird gives it back. Jackie Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald was a fullback when he played last year. Moves to 10 this year. Didn't play, of course. Came off the bench when the sides met last year and got himself a try. But he's punished there and gives Crescent the chance at a penalty, which it looks like Alan Cleary will put it into touch. And it's gone too short. It's gone right into Bird, the scrum half, and Bird will kick it. And Bird will kick it, and that is an absolutely superb 50-22 from the scrum half from PBC. Just it looked like he was just about to get a little bit of territory and try and put Crescent College just on the back foot. A 50-22 is now giving them the chance, and with a 7-point gap between the teams, momentum looking to have shifted back the way of PBC. If they can get this line out working right, which doesn't happen, it goes to the tail and it goes into the hands of, I believe that's Nathan O'Riordan, the 18. And Cleary kicks the ball to touch, but at that breeze held it up just a little bit. But it still finds touch. So Danny Higgins will take another line out. The last one didn't work out. It went to the tail. Opting for the 5-man line out. Referee just getting everything set up. Higgins will feed it, goes into the hands, and the maul will form. But the ball is with the man that's on the ground. And Bird gives it back to O'Leary. And he gives it to Reen McFarlane O'Shea. Into Decky Fitzgerald. Decky Fitzgerald over towards Maloney. The ball is going to be scamped down the left-hand side again. They have pace to burn, does this PBC team. The Crescent are very, very resolute in their defending. They'll go short again, but again, it's like running into a brick wall. But they'll gather momentum, they'll gather steam inside the 5 metre line, just getting towards the try line. O'Leary, the captain, is over! A 4th try for PBC, 59 minutes on the clock, 24 points to 12. And if Ger Burke was pulling his hair out, I think he's delighted now with what way his team have reacted since that opening score went against them in the second half. And it was the number 12, James O'Leary. O'Leary, of course, was at fault for a handling error in the lead up to that opening try. When they did get that reply, it was him that was involved with some tremendous footwork, and now he gets a try to add to a strong showing this afternoon, his first appearance as a captain for Prez in the Senior Cup. And now Prez will make a couple of subs. Daniel Foley is making his way off, just as another Daniel, and Daniel Murphy converts the try for a 26-12 lead. So Foley is off. Mark O'Toole looks like he's on the field of play. Now I'm just trying to gather who the other sub was there. It was the number 2, Danny Higgins, who's gone off. So I'd imagine Liam Hegarty is on the field of play as the replacement hooker. So we're on the hour mark, 10 minutes left in this contest, still very much time for Crescent College to get a couple of tries and really turn this game on its head. Rowsom's restart gets caught up in the breeze. It goes into the hands of a Crescent man just outside the Prez 22 metre line. They'll try and run the phases and try and immediately get back on the scoreboard. The PBC trying to hold up play just midway between their own 22 and their 10 metre line. Cleary, that ball just goes a little bit short, but they're playing it nicely down this near side of the field. The Prez defending very, very well, but can they stop the big number 8? That's Charlie Fenton. And here's Cleary dancing his way, the scrum half, trying to get some space. He still has the ball, gives it to the other Cleary. No relation. As they go down the far side of the field, there's Obasa. Dami Obasa! He's over for a try! It's not over yet. 62 minutes on the clock. Obasa is over. 26 points to 17 on the scoreboard. There's still plenty of time. And if Alex Cleary can knock over the extras here, this could make it even more entertaining. That was some nicely worked play by the Limerick men. Beautiful line and a beautiful move. And Alan Cleary's conversion splits the uprights, and despite having a man put him off, he still nailed it. 26 makes 19. We're a 7-point game once again. And there's still time. It's been a highly exciting end-to-end clash between these two heavyweights, looking to gain a semi-final spot. That restart from Fitzgerald goes along into the hands of a Crescent College man. It's Barrett on the far side, who had the Crescent crowd trying to put him off. Barrett kicks it over the top, gathered by Cleary. Cleary gives it back towards, looks like Fionn Rowsome with the boost, but that ball just goes outside halfway. Midway between the 10 and halfway line. So Crescent will have to deal with this one. And this will be the first attempt that replacement hooker Liam Hegarty is going to have. on the line out. Hegarty has plenty of noise behind him as he gets ready to throw this ball in. And that ball is won. And Prez can work it through the phases. It's taken into the tackle just outside the 10-metre line. Bird looks through for Barrett. Has Murphy outside him. Has another man outside of him in Bobby O'Callaghan. O'Callaghan will bring play to the halfway line. He's been very sharp since he came off the bench. Bird to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald to Coughlin. That's a big hit. And possession is turned over, and Crescent College can snipe their way forward. And it's Cleary. They'll run it quick. They'll run it to the far side. They have a man outside. Could they get a potential chance of a score? And while he's away, it's brought backwards. They don't know the flag, or the referee had blown the whistle, should I say. They think they have a score. The scoreboard has changed to rectify it, but we're not going to have a score. Some choice words from the Crescent College supporters after that decision. The play immediately brought back. So we're back to a 26-19 game with 65 minutes on the clock. And we will have a scrum, that put in going to the home side. And another sub for Crescent College, William Byrne, number 22, is on the field of play. As try scorer Dami Obasa. He's had a fantastic game this afternoon for Crescent College. The scrum is good, and Bird has the feed, and Bird will find Murphy. That looked forward. It was forward, I believe. Murphy just a little bit too eager to get going down that far side of the field. And while possession goes back the way of his team, it's now going to be coughed up by the looks of it. Highly exciting, and for a semi-final qualifier, this game has certainly whet the appetite for the remainder of the competition. Of course, we'll have the two quarter-final qualifiers tomorrow, one in Feathered and one in Thomond Park, with the winners of those games then meeting the losers of these semi-finals. Castletroy in one half of the bracket, who will be in the other half of the bracket? Crescent College aren't going to back down, but again, you think they were away. Jerry Joyce was sprinting down the left touchline, but he could hear the whistle, and again, I don't know how many times I've said it, we'll go back and we'll have yet another scrum. As Prez empty the bench with Tom Murray, number 25, coming on the field. Murray was the Junior Cup captain last year, and you have the number 22 in Ronan Byrne coming on the field of play as well. Another two players making their first cut at senior schools rugby. And it is Alex Maloney and Olin Dillon that have come off the field of play. As they go down the far side of the field, Murphy's little punch inside, and there goes Barrett! Barrett's away! Is this going to be the winning score? Barrett is over. Is that the insurance? 68 minutes on the clock. Is Ricky Barrett's try the one that has definitely sent the current holders, Presentation Brothers College, into yet another semi-final? 68 minutes on the clock here in Virgin Media Park. There will be a few more minutes as we've had a couple of stoppages. As the ball is going to be now placed on the tee by Murphy, just in front of the post. You'd imagine he'll knock this over and put a double-digit lead in place that looks like it won't be overturned. Looks like that will be Barrett's last act. As number 21, Ivan Walsh, has made his way onto the field. And Barrett knocks the ball between the posts. Lovely conversion. 5 minutes left is the call from Sheehan. Looks like a couple of injuries have started to creep in. And Crescent are going to have to make another 2 subs. Rory Mullins and Rory O'Connor both making their way onto the field of play. Both have come on. Just since that score, number 14, Ryan Scanlon, is put in a hard shift this afternoon. He's off the field of play, and they have another man off in Fionn Rowsome as well. So with 5 minutes left, it looks like it will be Presentation Brothers College in yet another semi-final. Crescent College could still make it a very interesting end to this clash. It's not over until it's over. And Evan Cusack, the vice captain, tries to get a little bit of space and work away forward. Crescent College not backing down. They'll still fight, they'll still claw, they'll still try and get their way forward. And they'll go quick from the penalty. And they'll try and get that ball past halfway, but it's kicked backwards. Bodies and legs are starting to turn just that little bit more. It's a lovely kick downfield towards the 10-metre line. Ronan Bird just goes behind him. That's a knock on. It's knocked backwards, says the referee. I thought it was knocked forward, as did the Crescent supporters that have made the journey down from Limerick this afternoon. It looks like Prez in the final few minutes are going to empty their bench even further. Give a couple of first-timers their chance to play in this competition. I see Paddy Walsh and Olin Healy, 2 new recruits that are on their bench this afternoon, are looking to get their way onto the field of play, just waiting for a referee to let them on. And Ronan Bird is coming off. He's had a fantastic game at scrum half on the court, on the bench last year, but has taken a starter's jersey this afternoon, and will definitely want to keep that for the rest of this campaign. Keenan Wright and Oran Copley look like they've made their way onto the field for Crescent. They were just crossing the field as that line-out was being taken. So now that line-out is going to have to be retaken again, as the substitutes make the players that were starting now make their way off. They don't seem to be in much of a rush. As Crescent take it off the line-out, and they'll try and burst their way down the right-hand side of the field. And off now is Alex McNamara. Is one of the subs that's come off. We're in the last minute of play. So Tom Shanahan and Alex McNamara, number 2 and 4, are off. And it's the last minute of play for Prez. It's a semi-final secure. Dermot Sheehy is off the field of play there as well. They have another sub after coming on. So just to look out to see out this contest, a tremendous end-to-end display. Crescent College will definitely want to come back even stronger. I say it will come on into the quarter final. And if they win that, of course, they will meet CBC in yet another semi-final. They will, of course, meet the winners, or they will, of course, want to make that way in the other end of the bracket. Of course, with Castle Troy in one half of the bracket in the quarterfinals, we'll have them in the other one, and tomorrow will play out. But it's all about this game. And could we get another late score? Bobby O'Callaghan, he deserves it. He's got it. Bobby O'Callaghan has been very electric since he made his way onto the field as a substitute for Eddie Dooley in the second half. He's been at the start of a lot of breakaways down this near side of the field. He's looked very, very strong, and he's got himself a try, a just reward for his efforts. 38-19 on the board. Maybe the score just not reflecting how close this game was for a large spell of it. Crescent's legs just tiring in the final few minutes, and this looks like it's going to be it. We're in the final minute of play just a couple of moments ago, and Daniel Murphy. It's another conversion, and that is full time here in Virgin Media Park. It's a 40 points to 19 win for Presentation Brothers College in the finish. It's a very strong performance from them this afternoon. They march into the semi-finals, and Crescent College will now look to pick themselves back up in a quarter-final clash with the winner of tomorrow's quarter-final, determining just who they play. And we'll try and get a quick word with both teams after this contest and see just how they thought today's clash will. But hope you've enjoyed today's broadcast. Again, we'd like to thank the sponsors of Presentation Brothers College, Barry Auctioneers, Donatello's Traditional Family Pizza, Cork City Ford Centre, Tom Murphy Formula Menswear and Irish Rugby Tours for sponsoring today's broadcast. We hope you've enjoyed, and we'll catch you on another one next time.